Hey guys, Wolf of Dimensions coming back at you, starting off Star Wars week with a big one. Yoda's Episode 5 prediction he made to the ghost of Obi-Wan. Now, this might seem out of the blue and kind of strange. Well, it was kind of obvious. He said, when Luke left, Obi-Wan stated, "That boy is our last hope." But he said, "No, there is another." And, when this was canonically in 1 to 6 films, well, technically to me, when this was canonically in only 3 films, that could only mean Leia Skywalker. But when you stretch out 1 through 6, and then especially 1 through 7, it becomes a whole different ball game in my mind. Because at one point, like for sure you knew it was Leia, but things have changed. More movies were added, different scenarios were played through, and a new person has rose up to take over Anakin's role to help restore balance. And now, the two people that I'm going to mainly go through in this theory are Ahsoka Tano and Rey. Now, here's the thing. Ahsoka, people are going to be like, "You fool! We've already seen in Rebels. She doesn't do anything. She can't help him. It's pointless." But, you see, that's kind of the thing I'm trying to discuss here. Just because she couldn't help him at one point doesn't mean she still couldn't. Yes, Ahsoka showed what his past life was, which is what he was running away from, but so did Luke if you really go into it. Luke was Padme's child and his child, which would remind him of Padme more than Ahsoka. And, I really think that if you take it canonically 1 through 6, Ahsoka can play a role in being one that could help either turn Vader or stop Vader. She was extremely powerful for a Padawan because she was trained by Anakin, and Anakin's style was way more combat focused, especially more than meditation wise. So I think that in a way he could have meant, if Ahsoka doesn't die, we have no confirmation that she's dead. If Ahsoka doesn't die and stays alive throughout, I think that part of that prediction could have been about Ahsoka Tano and her role as Anakin Skywalker's Padawan. I'll explain why in another video, which I'll explain why I think opinions about Darth Vader and Anakin being the same person. This is where a lot of the meat of this theory really comes into play, because it's about Anakin. So I won't really dig too deep into it. Now, the other theory, which is probably one other people have thought about too, I can't say I made it up, is possibility that it could be Rey. As Episode 7 came out, we've noticed that the Force kind of decided to wake up on the wrong side of the bed. You get it? Bed, awake. Okay, well, horrible puns aside. With the rise of the First Order and this new group, the Knights of Ren and Leader Snoke, it seems that the Sith are kind of dead right now. They're not Sith. They've made emphasis on that because the Sith seemed weak to them, or especially to Supreme Leader Snoke. But emotion, passion run who these people are. And you might say, well, that makes you a Sith. No, it doesn't. And yes, they do crave power, but how these people operate is in a different style, especially since Supreme Leader Snoke wants Ren for the fact that he also has light side capabilities. Any Sith would just cut that out like a cancer, like a tumor. And I think it's Rey because, to be honest, she's filled this role. She's the new person to help restore balance. Luke was the second one, and he was more of a mediator to help Vader on his way to his final journey. Rey is kind of like the new person. She is extremely powerful for how she started. She's had little to no Jedi training. No, none at all. And she really shouldn't be able to do what she's done. Now, people can complain and whine about Kylo Ren being defeated, but I'll also go into that real quick right here. She carries around the staff the whole time, and she knows how to use it. I'd have to say that the fact that she can use it helps play into the fact she can use the lightsaber. and the fact that she's good with the Force. Anakin was a natural, even as a Padawan. Anakin was a natural with lightsabers. Like, he should have been as good as he was. That pushes on to Finn. Finn was part of a trained combat group that was trained to fight sword wielding, lightsaber wielding opponents, and even had a weapon that could stop lightsaber hits. So I'm not really surprised he can somehow operate it. If he has force powers, I don't know. I kind of hope he does, but that's not this theory. Rey really just kind of portrays Anakin's role, except not as dark. And she has a similar backstory and a similar opening. And that's what makes it so unique and so interesting. And I think when Yoda said that there is another, in my fullest opinion, I honestly believe he had saw the future and saw Rey. If not, it was Leia, but I kind of want to believe that he also discusses and talks about Rey in a future vision. Because it's not impossible. We all know Jedis have seen into the future. Even though it is clouded and they don't know when or where these visions will occur, it is still possible. So it is possible that Yoda saw Rey, not knowing if she was alive then or not, but knowing she was strong enough and had a role to play in the help of the light side being returned to balance. Well, guys, that was my first video of Star Wars Week. Thank you for watching. I'll be making more. Wolf of Dimensions signing off. See you guys.